Everybody. So yesterday we talked about the practice of fasting, and I want to go a little deeper with that, thinking about the season that we're actually about to start. Fasting traditionally is giving up food, but a lot of people now take that in a different direction of it can be giving up anything. You can fast from technology, right? Spending less time on your phone or the computer or your TV, or maybe just giving up certain apps or games. And when you do that, you can notice how much you rely on those things to just distract yourself. Definitely guilty of that. Or you can fast from luxuries like chocolate or coffee or soda. Again, notice how much you rely on things like sugar or caffeine to get through your day. And the way that sometimes we don't even savor these delicious things because we just expect to always have them all the time, right? That's what we're trained to do. We're trained to expect that we get whatever we want whenever we want it. It's always a good time to indulge, our culture says. And of course, I'm all for celebrating. Just this past Sunday at church, we talked about Jesus turning water into wine. But isn't it more meaningful to slow down sometimes and have a particular time to celebrate, a particular time for particular activities? I think it's important for us to have a different perspective on time, a Christian perspective on the seasons. It's something we talked about back in Advent, right? The season of Advent prepares us for Christmas. And so in the same way, we're about to start the season of Lent, which prepares us for Easter. Lent is a season of repentance. It's a season of mourning and self-reflection. And part of the purpose is that increases the joy of Easter, which is all about celebration and new life and looking out. See, we have a time of less and a time of more. Instead of every single day being the same thing day after day, which seems especially relevant right now. Lent is a season that lasts for 40 days, and it's meant to mirror the 40 days that Jesus spent in the wilderness, something we'll talk about next week. Fun little fact, there's technically 46 days in the season of Lent, but the Sundays don't count, right? They can't be a day of fasting because it's the Lord's Day, and as Jesus says, you don't fast when the groom is here. So if you're going to practice, you get Sundays off. And also today is sometimes called Fat Tuesday. It's the last day before, and so you kind of eat up the things that you're going to give up, but don't take it too far. When we do this, as we talked about yesterday with all sorts of fasting, the reason we have so many people find the season of Lent helpful is that giving up something that we don't really need helps us connect with what Jesus gave up. I mean, it seems silly, right? He came to earth and died on the cross, and I'm going to give up chocolate or something. But again, how will you be good at the big picture self-sacrifice if you can't even do a little bit of self-sacrifice? So it's like training for a race. You don't brag about how well you stretch, but you do it so that you learn how to say no to desires when you need to. We give up in order to give more. So if you choose to give something up starting tomorrow, what can you do with that time? What can you do with that money that you have now?